wow! This is Juhi, your host, and as promised, I am back with another interesting topic on pets. If you're a dog owner, it is very important for you to understand the right kind of diet for your dog. That's why today we have with us Dr. Neelima Prabha, veterinary specialist, who is going to help us understand how diet is important for dogs. Over to Charan, who is at the clinic with Dr. Neelima.
So thank you, Juhi, and today we have Dr. Neelima Prabha with us. She is one of the senior doctor, and guys, she is a doctor for your pets. So today we are going to come out with a couple of topics, which is especially on diet. So here we have Dr. Neelima. Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you, Charan, for giving me this opportunity. Hi, this is Dr. Neelima. I am a senior surgeon. I have a master's degree in small animal orthopedics, both in canines and felines, that means dogs and cats. I have done my PhD in feline orthopedics, and I am one of the few doctors who have worked extensively on stem cell therapy for healing long bone fractures in cats. And I also perform soft tissue surgeries. My specializations are feline orthopedics, canine orthopedics, and small animal soft tissue surgeries. So today I'm going to share a little bit of knowledge about what you have to feed your dog, what you should not feed your dog, and what kind of food you can include in your dog's diet which will improve its overall health.
I guess most of the people, like my parents too, they used to feed whatever left over, like rice or chicken, whatever. And later I learned from you and many others saying that that's not the food. The human food are dangerous to the pets, I guess.
Not all of them.
All of them.
Not
Okay.
all of them.
So I'll just what is a natural diet and what kind of how should we feed them?
So we should understand first, dogs are scavenging carnivores. Carnivores means they will like to eat animal flesh. So a natural diet for dog is something which is meat of a prey, and it should include all the body parts like bones, the fur, and also the intestinal contents. A natural diet of dog should have good quality protein and good quality essential fatty acids, minimum amount of carbohydrates, and more of moisture content, at least 70% of it.
So where do you find them? I mean, how do we get that natural stuff? Natural food.
Usually the natural diet, what I'm telling, is a ancestral diet. That means the diet which they have been eating for very long time, but now we have domesticated dogs. So we have converted them into omnivores. So omnivores in the sense they can eat vegetarian and non-vegetarian also. So if you prefer, you can give raw diet to your dog, but that is not something I will advise because it has risk of contamination, bacterial contamination, parasitic infestations, and you can give partially cooked diet to your dogs, or you can also give premium quality food which has high quality ingredients and a reputable manufacturer.
Okay. You mean the branded?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, as you mentioned about vegetarian, in case we have most of the vegetarian families, so do you think the vegetarian diet will also support the dogs and pets? And
As I told before, dogs
Yeah.
are carnivores.
Okay.
So yes, you can give a well balanced vegetarian diet to your dogs, provided there is no deficiencies in it. And I know that vegetarianism is your human ethical principle, and if you want your dog also to follow your ethical principles, then you can definitely feed a well balanced vegetarian diet. There are also some commercially available vegetarian diets which you can give to your dog, but if you give a chance or a choice for your dog, this is not something your dog will like to eat.
okay. So a homemade vegetarian, you mean to say that we can give them, or any particular stuff in vegetarian?
Homemade vegetarian diet which is balanced in the sense it should have a good quality protein, and it should have minimum amount of carbohydrates, good amount of fat, that is good quality fat, moisture, yes, good amount of moisture, and also essential minerals and vitamins.
Oh, but that's a most of the balance, and it should be only for the dogs at present, or even any other animal. They have many other
It's
pets,
only
right?
for dogs, I would say,
Okay.
not for cats, because cats are strictly carnivores. If you give vegetarian diet to cats, they will become sick soon.
Guys, about cats, we are going to come out with a special topic soon. So today we are going to talk only on dogs. Okay, so I'm not concentrating much on cats at present. Even I love cats. So, doctor, about we have something called supplements. So, could you suggest us any kind of supplements for the dogs?
There are a lot of multivitamin supplements available in the market nowadays, but my advice would be do not give any multivitamin supplements to your dog if your dog is getting a well balanced diet. Give only when you have a doubt that my dog is not getting a balanced diet. You can add a good branded multivitamin and multivitamin supplement in their diet.
Okay. So in that means I can't. I have cat and dogs in my house, so I can't have cat to cat food to the dog, right? I mean, can I use that? That also have protein.
Cat food is safe for dogs.
Okay.
In fact, dogs will go on hunger strike if you don't give cat food. If you have cat and dog same both of them in the same house.
Okay.
But you should be careful when you are giving cat food to a dog, which is having a disease which requires protein restriction. But definitely never feed dog food to a cat on a daily basis.
Okay. At the same time, the cat food to a dog also.
It's safe.
It's safe. Oh,
It's
okay.
safe.
That's cool. So, when you said about some kind of a disease, most of our friends they try to feed chocolates and all stuff to dogs, and I heard they are toxic. So, can you elaborate on that?
So chocolates, when given in higher amount, are really toxic to dogs and also cats because they contain a toxin called theobromine. Theobromine is very high in dark chocolates and baked chocolates, and it is very less in white chocolates. As less as 100 grams of dark chocolate can kill a dog under 4 kg of body weight. So if you are giving treats which have chocolate flavored candies and all, it is okay, but in moderation, or try to avoid it.
Guys, please be careful with your chocolates. Chocolate is for us. And well, I have a quick question now. My friend has his name is Dexter, the dog name. He has a lot of hair fall. We try to give all kind of the feed what we get at the market, the food and all stuff. So, but still, we still have a hair fall. Is there any particular diet that could help avoiding the hair fall of the dog?
So regarding hair fall and healthy skin, it's a largest organ on the body of human as well as dogs. So there are a lot of conditions which can affect the hair fall. But mostly it is affected when you give a diet which is deficient in good quality protein, vitamin A, vitamin E, zinc and selenium. Sometimes if you are giving poor quality food or you are giving poorly stored commercial food, then also the hair fall will be there. If you correct all these deficiencies, mostly the hair fall will come under control. Seasonal hair fall is common in all the species. And even after giving all these diet and supplements, your dog still is shedding hair, then my advice would be to take to your veterinarian and do a thorough examination to find out the root cause of it.
Yes, Dr. Neelima, she's a surgeon, so please listen to whatever she says, very important. And I would like to also add a couple of questions what I'm getting on the messages here. It says one of the person, he says that what are some of the cancer fighting food I can include in my dog's diet is one of the questions what they have sent. So any question on that?
Yeah. So cancer, as we all know, it's a chronic inflammatory disease which is fueled by simple sugars, that is the table sugar and all. So we have to put our dogs on anti-inflammatory diet. what is anti-inflammatory diet? Is a diet which is free from processed grains like wheat, soya, and starch vegetables like potatoes. And we should also not include gluten containing grains. And we can always add some foods like curcumin, that is turmeric, probiotics, and other kind of antioxidants, and also colored vegetables into their diets to get that anti-inflammatory effect. We should also make sure that they get good amount of omega-3 fatty acids, because omega-3 fatty acids have good anti-inflammatory effect, and also optimal level of vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, selenium and zinc. All these also will help in reducing or uh, preventing the cancer in your dogs.
Okay. And even the carbohydrates are good for the dogs. I mean, will that help with the cancer and all?
It depends upon what source of carbohydrates you are giving. So usually carbohydrates should be included in dog's diet, but it is only 10 to 25%, and it should always come from vegetables and low glycemic index fruits. It should never come from grains or starchy vegetables.
Oh. So we were talking. The next topic is about spices. Okay. So there are a couple of spices which we try to feed. We in Indian tradition they call masala and all stuff, and abroad the like US and Germany they love to give a lot of spices. So there was a question which is safe and which is not safe. Could you help us out with that?
So first of all, we should know that dogs don't need any spices in their diet. Coming to the non-safe spices, they are cocoa, pepper, paprika, table salt, tea tree oil, nutmeg and mace. The spices which you can include in the dog's diet but in moderation are chia seeds, flax seeds, fennel seeds, curcumin, that is our turmeric, and you can also add rosemary, cilantro, basil, and also sea salt, not table salt.
Oh, sea salt. I think even we humans also have to get used to sea salt because they say a lot of sodium and all stuff in that.
A lot of good minerals are.
Good minerals, okay. So that's about the spices. So now I just wanted to add one more because most of the families they have their own spices, like they have kind of a curries which they have a lot of spices.
Yeah.
And dog loves that kind of food. If you give her just plain rice or plain stuff, it doesn't want to eat that, but he want to jump into the one which has a spice. So still, what do you suggest there? Do we have to force the dog not to do that, or?
Yeah, because these spices, we don't know what spices have gone in there, and we definitely know there are very few spices which are safe for our dogs. So if we want our dog to be safe, then my advice is that you should strictly say no to your dog if they are preferring a food which is spicy.
Cool. So I have one more question. I think that this is very important here. What dietary tips would you recommend for pregnant dogs?
So pregnant dogs, as we all know, they have a gestation period of 56 to 66 days, that is roughly 2 months. Most of the pregnant dogs don't need any extra nutritional or energy requirement in the first 4 to 5 weeks, because the puppies don't grow much during first 4 to 5 weeks. But in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the mother needs at least 25 to 50% more of her nutrients requirement, so that she can gain at least 15 to 25% of her normal body weight. We should also add omega-3 fatty acids, because they are good for both the pregnant mother and also the puppies. We should never give over supplementation of calcium, which I have seen commonly, because it has caused more harms than good. And we should never give over supplementation of vitamin E, because research has shown that it causes cleft palate in puppies.
So we have one more question from a pet lover. He says that does dogs get stones in the kidney stones if they eat leaves, vegetable leaves, what we eat like the curry leaves and all stuff? Is it really possible?
Yes, it is possible to get kidney stones and bladder stones when dogs feed on oxalate-rich green leafy vegetables. We have to understand that oxalates are the naturally existing chemicals which are present in lot of vegetables, fruits, even nuts and seeds. The foods we should avoid in order to prevent these stones are sweet potato, beans, brown rice, corn, wheat, soya, peanuts, and leafy vegetables like spinach and beet greens. And if your dog is prone to kidney stones or it has a previous incidence of kidney or bladder stones, you should always include something called calcium citrate in their diet, preferably given after meal, so that it will bind with the oxalate and remove it out in the stool to prevent incidence of stones.
So, guys, any more questions on that? Don't forget to comment us on that. And doctor, heard about something called Canine Superfood. Can you help me with that? What exactly is Canine Superfood?
So Canine Superfood is nothing but these are the foods which you can include in your dog's diet, which will improve the overall health of your dog, or also it will reduce the progression of some of the chronic diseases. It is not a mandatory thing, but if you can add in your dog's diet, it will definitely help your dog. Especially dogs which are suffering from chronic diseases, or dogs which are suffering from arthritis, or dogs who are having chronic illnesses, kidney problem, liver diseases. The superfoods foods which you can include are blueberries, cranberries, not strawberries, and you can definitely include milk thistle, which is available in the form of syrup, curcumin, turmeric, you can include that, omega-3 fatty acids, probiotics, which are good bacteria, pomegranate you can include in your dog's diet.
Oh. So the many things we have to take care. And guys, as doctor was mentioning about the chronic diseases and all stuff, I'm sure you guys won't be you can't detect that. So I'm just going to add this again, that the next topic what we are coming out with is about how to detect this kind of chronic diseases, and you can then decide about your diets too. So stay tuned for the next week. So I have one more question here from one of the customers. It says, what food are toxic and can cause severe illness in my dog? This is one of the viewers.
So it's a very good question. So first thing is, there are a lot of human foods which can be toxic and can cause severe illnesses in dog. Some of them are alcohol, and alcohol you should not give alcohol to your dog. Then you should never give citrus fruits, you should never give grapes, raisins, you should never give mushrooms, and fruits like strawberry should be avoided. Artificial sweeteners which we use, especially xylitol chemical in that, is toxic to dogs. Fermented doughs, that is what the bread and all, we should not give them. Definitely avoid chocolate, and don't give colas or tea, coffee to your dogs.
You just mentioned bread. Talking about the regular bread what we use?
The bread where yeast is used for fermentation should not be given or avoided as much as possible.
Because I have seen common, most of our friends are giving the bread pieces, just to the street dogs and not only the pets. So please be careful on that, okay? And we have to behave. So the other one is, the last question I have here. What food is the best for dogs with food intolerance sensitivity? This kind of questions I have here.
So food intolerance or sensitivities are these days becoming common in dogs. Some of the foods which are causing them are beef and chicken, and also products which are containing gluten like wheat, soya, and all those products are causing food intolerances. What we can do to prevent it is introduce something called novel protein diet. Novel protein diet is a diet which your dog has never eaten in its life. So if you are giving a protein like chicken, the novel protein diet will have protein from other sources like fish, duck, and pork, and turkey, and lamb and goat. These are some proteins which are good for a dog who is having food sensitivities to chicken or beef.
Well, there was one more question here. What vegetables and fruits can I include in my dog's diet? What do you?
So as I said, vegetables can be included in your dog's diet. It should only be 10 to 25%, and you can give beetroot, carrot, cabbage, pumpkins, and sweet potatoes in moderation. Broccoli can also be included, which is very good.
Hope they love it. The dogs. I never saw them eating.
If you make a habit of including these vegetables on a regular basis to your dog, they will definitely accept it, but they will not love it.
Okay. I think so, guys. We have to ensure that the dogs are, getting used to this kind of diet because it's very important for their health. Because I know you people really love the dogs, and whoever have dogs, they want to ensure that the dog is healthy. Now, coming to the healthy point, about in case to maintain the weight, there are a couple of questions we have. How much water should a dog should drink? How much is the food we have to feed them? Is it 3 times, 4 times? Because I heard that dogs always ask for food. How much ever you feed, they just again come for the food. So what do you suggest on that?
So regarding how many times should I feed my dog, it depends upon the age of the dog, breed of the dog, and also the uh, weight of the dog. So if you have a puppies, you can feed as much as 4 to 8 times per day. You have to divide the calorie, you have to calculate the calorie which is required based upon their energy level, and then divide it into equal parts, at least 4 to 5 meals. If it comes to adults, that means all the dogs who are above 2 years of age, I advise to give minimum 2 meals so that they can have good amount of energy throughout their day.
Okay, cool. And doctor, how about the rice? Is that healthy for them?
So rice is not a biologically required food for dogs, but if your dog is wanting to eat rice, you can include brown rice in moderation, not white rice.
Okay, brown rice, guys, brown rice. And I heard it should be diluted or what with the water. I have seen my friend doing that. With the rice.
So you definitely cooked rice should be given, not the raw rice. And moisture in the food is always good because it will help the overall health of the dog. You should make sure that the diet should have at least 70% of moisture in it.
Okay, cool. So, guys, I hope you understood this. Is the ensure in case if the dog likes rice, ensure that they practice brown rice mixed with and moisture. And also, we have the pointers, everything in the description below. You can just go through the questionnaires. We are going to have that in the description. So, if you have any more questions on the diet or any other questions, please feel to send us an email to info@victorentertainments.com or also in the suggestion box or the comments below in our YouTube channel. All right. So thank you so much for today, and we are going to come out with a new topic that is very important, which is called health. How to find out that your dog is fit, or is it having kind of a pain because they can't talk. Even their cats, they don't talk. You have to understand the behavior. So how to identify the sickness is the second topic which we are going to come. So until then, stay tuned. Please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.
Thanks Charan, and thanks Dr. Neelima for sharing your valuable tips on dogs nutrition. So friends, that's it for today. I hope you all apply these tips to keep your dogs healthy and happy. So please like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned to our upcoming video on early signs of health issues in dogs and cats. So see you soon. Till then, keep smiling with love, Juhi. Bye bye.